Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Will.
Good morning.
Okay, good. So this is our first proposal that we received yesterday. Very exciting about this. So
Yeah.
just want to,
Congratulations.
just want to talk to you to see, try to understand all these numbers. I'm sure that, all the proposal looks the same. So once we understand what this looks like,
Yep.
and that will be feel more comfortable to talk to our clients. So this is what we have. If you don't mind, can you run through this number for us, what we're looking at right here?
Sure. Absolutely. So, what do you know what state this is in?
I believe this is in New York.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's good to know.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually go line by line, column by column. Okay.
Okay.
So the first employee here, we found the monthly gross tax savings of $306.83. Okay. That number consists of saved federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. Okay. If this employee does not participate, this $306.83, it's already spoken for. It's going to go to federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
We find this, and then it goes back in their paycheck. $85 post-tax. So let's just say it's April 1st. They've got deductions in April. And then, so if they don't do this, $306.83 will be deducted, you know, and sent to federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare. Can't say that enough. Okay.
Correct.
So if April 1st, April deductions, if they're not there, if they're not an employee anymore, well, then this isn't going anywhere. There's no deductions because you didn't deduct for them for taxes. Correct.
Correct.
So the first $85 post tax comes out of the 306.83 out of the gross tax savings. That $85 is for the administration fee monthly. Every employee's exact same administration fee. $85 out of the gross tax savings post tax first. Okay. And it depends on how often they're paid, but $85 monthly. And then that leaves them $221.83 sitting in their paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
That 221.83 is now able to be used post tax on any menu of supplemental benefits: accident, disability, critical illness, hospital, life insurance, vision, dental, legal shield, identity shield. We can put pet insurance in there. Okay. That 221.83, whatever they decide to spend, is going to come out post tax. Second employee, exactly the same. Third employee, exactly the same. Fourth employee, different. Don't know why they're different, but I have some guesses. Okay, so we're going to save them $168.25 in gross tax savings because it's New York. They've got state taxes. So we're saving them federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare taxes. If they don't do this program, this money is already spoken for. It's going to the taxes. Or they relieve themselves of this amount from taxes, and then $85 of that goes towards the wellness administration fee. That whole wellness app, the fee is $85. Whatever's left over post tax goes towards the menu of supplemental benefits. Okay. And the fifth person is exactly the same. I'll pause to see if you have any questions, Alan, just on
Yep.
this piece.
Yes. So how does the employee to select the different benefits, as you say, in the menu? So do they have another app or software or dashboard or whatever that they can tap into?
Yeah, it right now we're enrolling lots of groups. So what happens is once the owner says yes, we've got them signing docs to figure out, which menu items they're gonna with each carrier. They're gonna sign the wellness docs, and then we set up with enrollers to present to the employees, usually on the front end of a safety or staff meeting. Okay, because a lot of companies have meetings already scheduled about something else, right? Okay, like your company has meetings scheduled about something else. We would take the first 15 minutes and present to them on a general um, 30,000-foot view. And it kind of sounds like this. Your company's offering you additional benefits. Normally employees have to pay for it. You do not. It's not going to come out of your paycheck or no reduction in your take-home pay. Da, 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 da. So we present and then we record it and then we send them another, we write an email. It's already written. We write an email and then we send it to the company and they're going to send it from their own, email, right? They're going to blast it to 100 employees, 200 employees. Say, thanks for being on the call. Here's a recording. If you missed the call or the meeting, here's a recording. And then they're going to click the scheduler to meet with enrollers. And then we go over it. Each person is going to sit down with an enroller, and then we're going to present, show them exactly how it works, answer the questions. They usually have a few questions like, does it affect my taxes? Whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the questions are about the program. We answer them. Then we go through the products. We'll go, okay, hey, Alan, you got $221.83. If you don't decide to do this program, this money's going to federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare taxes unnecessarily. It's already spoken for. So you can flip it into this wellness app and these extra benefits. It's going to be the same money. Just letting you know. You're either going to send $306.83 to the tax people, or you're going to send, this is on top of what you already are, this is part of the total. But if we take this and put it back in your pocket, now you get extra benefits. So it's the same effect in your take-home pay. Same withholding, same everything. Okay.
So basically means that each employee's the benefit will be different. They will not know what benefit they get until they talk to the enroller. Is that correct?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a restaurant, right? You put me in a restaurant and you give me $221.83. There's gonna be a menu. I should be able to pick whatever I want. I could put it all towards appetizers. I could put it all towards dessert, put it all towards champagne, or I can buy whatever I decide for me.
Right.
And the reason why we do this process is because every person is different. Every person has different insurance, age, where they are in life, family structure, weak insurance, strong insurance, whatever that looks like, we're going to be able to fill those needs. And that's why the participation rate's going to be higher.
Okay. So now the question is, where can we see that menu?
Oh, we can get you that menu.
Okay.
It's actually in the presentation. There's 5 products on that menu, but then we can add a couple other items. And so we can get that menu to you. So
okay.
Let me make it.
All right, very good.
Yeah, let me make a note of that. Okay. Because we also have we even have the ability to get free identity theft for the first year for everybody.
Right. So
right? Those kind of things, right? So if someone wants that or Legal Shield or some other thing, they can put that in.
Okay. So if you're watching this video, we will get the menu from Will. I will post it to the end of this video. Okay. So we will have the menu at the end of the video. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna have to put that menu together. I mean, we have it as an example, but we can put that menu together. Just give me 24 hours to do that. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's good enough. Okay. Sounds good. Let's move forward.
All right. So right here is the second step. Okay. It's going to explain now, this is the gross tax savings for the employer. Now, keep this in mind. When an employer decides to do this, the employer is going to pay this 306.83 to us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've had some employers think that because they're paying this money, that it's coming out of their money, it's because it's going to come from their bank. However, this 306.83, once again, or 168.25 is already spoken for, right? If the employer doesn't do this on Alan's behalf, on the employee's behalf, this 306.83, they're deducting it federal, state, Social Security, and Medicare, and they're going to send it April 1st, April deductions. They're going to have a bunch of deductions. They're going to send this 306.83 to the tax people.
Mm-hmm.
Or they take this 306.83 and send it to us, 85 of it for the administration fees and whatever this looks like for the insurance, all in one bucket. So we use centralized billing, or they call it single point billing. We can use 4 or 5 carriers for the insurance plus the wellness. The employer will never know. It's going to be one amount. They send it, and then we will aggregate it or segregate it, and then send it out to the vendors, send out the compensation, all that.
Mhm.
Very, very important. Okay. Here's where the employer gets net positive revenue. $14,640 a year is the pre-tax amount. This is the amount that comes out of the paycheck pre-tax in a given year. Monthly is $1,220.
So how is
Okay.
that number determined?
That's the self-insured premium.
So that is the
So
maximum, that is the 1220 a month.
yes,
So
correct.
is that the maximum self-insured premium allowed for each employee?
It is the only amount that we've got. It's the amount that we charge for self-insured.
Okay, got it.
1220. Okay. Doesn't matter if they're single, two-parent family. I'll tell you where we came from, where we got that. Our wellness app, if you were to retail each piece, is worth more than $1,600 a month.
Mhm.
So, but we want to be conservative, okay? Because you want to be conservative anytime you deal with the IRS, right? So $1,220 is our premium, self-insured, because it's pre-tax. Section 125 pre-tax, any pre-tax reduces the amount of payroll for the employer, right?
Mhm.
Then the FICA, which is 6.2% Social Security, 1.45% Medicare, or 7.65% FICA. Employers have to match 7.65% of payroll on the employee. So if you take 14,640 and multiply it by 7.65%, this is the gross tax savings yearly.
Okay.
1,119.96. Okay. I've done the math though. I like it so that I understand all the way down to the monthly. So you take $1,119.96 in gross tax savings for the employer. You divide it by 12. That's $93.33 a month in gross tax savings. So we create the savings in April. Okay. Yeah, let's do it together. So take $1,220. Let's do 1,220 first times 12. Okay. That's 14,640, right?
So
Go ahead and
that is
multiply that.
okay, so
Yep,
that's what that number is.
correct. Annual payroll reduction. Go ahead and multiply it by 7.65%. That's the matching FICA, right? You
Okay.
got it. Divide that by 12. That is the gross tax savings monthly for the employer. So if they don't do this, they're sending $93.33 a month to FICA. It's already spoken for. But now we're saving it for them, kind of like ERC. We create the savings, and then we're going to take the fee out of the savings. The monthly fee for the employer for the administration of the dashboard is $40. That's why there's a total of $125. 85 from the employee's gross tax savings, $40 from the employer's gross tax savings. So if you take 93.33, do you mind bringing that up again, Alan? That's your monthly gross tax savings to the employer. And you subtract the $40 fee, that's 53.33, right? Correct?
Mhm.
That is
Yep.
their net tax savings. That $40 fee, the employer is paying for it out of their gross tax savings. The employer is going to pay that $85 out of the employer's gross tax savings. So just to let you know, when the employer gets their agreement, it says they're going to have to pay $125 a month. It's not coming out of their money. It's coming out of created tax savings, just like ERC.
Right,
Create,
from two portions,
correct. We
the
create the
employee and the
tax
employer.
savings,
Right.
then we take the money. If you take 53.33 and multiply by 12 for me, please. Here's your net FICA tax savings annually.
Ah, that's where that 639 from. Okay, got it.
However, they're not going to have to wait a whole year to realize that. Okay. If you take 639.96 and you divide it by 52 paychecks, 26 paychecks, 24 paychecks, or 12 paychecks. That's how much they save per paycheck in real time.
Okay, got it.
Okay, makes sense? And so just like ERC, we're going to create the tax savings, take our fees or premiums out of it, create the tax savings, take the fee out, and that's what leaves them with their net.
Got it. So that $639 is not a one-time saving. It's actually saving along the way.
On the way, and then next year, and then the next year, as long as the employee is still on it.
I see. I see. So there's no check coming out from the IRS. They don't have to do any deduction or whatsoever. It just basically it just savings.
Yeah.
Every single time when they have a paycheck, then they will have the saving already.
You got it. And let's go back to that's a great question. Let's go back to this 1,119.96 a year. That's the gross tax savings. Okay. If you divide that by 12, it's 93.30. Well, let's do a couple of different variations. Go ahead and divide that by 52. This is weekly. If they don't do it, they're sending $21.53.7 to FICA every weekly paycheck on each employee. Okay.
Right.
Let's go ahead and do it bi-weekly. Divided by 26. They're sending $43.08 to FICA every bi-weekly paycheck on every employee. If they don't offer this or the employee doesn't do it, it's already spoken for. I'll go ahead and do it by 24. This is your semi-monthly. That's how much semi-monthly, right? People are paid only twice a month. That's how much you're sending every time through your payroll. And then if divided by 12 is 93.33, right?
Got it.
That is money. So if you think about it, if the employer says no and they've got 5 employees, they're sending $1,119.96 times 5 to FICA already. If that employee stays all year, they're sending that money. But if we save them that and then we take our fees, now they're not sending the money. They're actually pocketing $639.96 every year per employee. So we took it from an expenditure into a net positive revenue.
Understand.
That is powerful, right?
Understand.
Okay. All right. So here is the total tax savings if all 5 people participate right here. So if you want to, I like reverse engineering it so that I understand it. So if you took 639.96 and multiply it by 5.
Oops. 639.96 times
5, because there's 5
employees, right?
Yep. There you go. Right here's the total tax savings.
So that's what this number is.
Yep. What that is the cumulative 639.96 per employee times the number of employees if they all participate.
Right.
So the pitch is, Alan, right now, if you don't do this, you're sending, well, actually, you're sending more than that. You're sending over $5,000 in FICA. If you do this, you're going to net $3,199.80 a year divided by however many paychecks you've got.
Correct.
This is your money. It's in your pocket. Here's the average tax savings. Here's the total tax savings on all the employees. Over here is the average payroll reduction pre-tax. If your employees all participate, this is the total. It's $14,640 times 5.
Got it.
Makes sense? So let's talk about that piece, because this is the part where some folks might get confused. In some states, I'm going to use California as an example. Okay. In some states, workers' comp is based on gross payroll minus pre-tax contributions. This is a pre-tax employee contribution. Okay. That's in my state, work comp's based on gross minus this, which now, so let's use an easy number. Let's say the employee makes $44,640 before they meet us. In most states, or in some states, work comp is based on that number. Okay. In some states, work comp is based on that number minus 14,640 pre-tax. So now work comp is now based on $30,000.
Understand.
But math is simple. You can just take, so if that person makes 44,640 and I reduce it by 14,640, I just reduce their payroll by 1/3, right?
Right. So now, do they need to inform their workers' comp insurance
They
company?
do not. What they need to do is ask their work comp broker, and we can send you a sheet to help them ask it. Is their work comp in their state based on gross payroll or gross payroll minus all Section 125 pre-tax employee contributions? And I think once we gather that data and we have that in all 50 states, then we can just have a legend that says this state does not, right? We just don't have that data yet, but that's the reason why we're able to potentially reduce work comp by up to 30%. Because in my state of California, if I reduce the payroll by 33%, I just reduced the work comp by 33%.
So in this particular case, since the employer is in New York, how can we tell how much work comp he is reducing?
Well, it's going to be based on does the work comp is, so you have to check with the work comp rules or laws in the state of New York. Is it based on the gross payroll regardless, or is it on gross payroll minus pre-tax employee contributions? In California, it's based on gross minus employee pre-tax contributions. I don't know about other states. I know other states do. I just don't know which states. So I apologize. I know that sounds vague, but if we can do it together, or we're going to have someone go investigate it. So this way we can figure out which states do and which states don't, so that you can say the exact words, right? So right now, I just say we can potentially reduce your work comp by up to 30%. We have the conversation with them, and then we have them go ask their work comp broker, or we can go find out ourselves, right? And but that is how work comp is reduced.
So how do we know when do they actually see the savings for the employer?
On the work comp,
Yes.
after I believe, because they pay work comp monthly,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
so let's just say work comp is based on gross minus Section 125 pre-tax dollars, and let's say all 5 employees participate. The work comp on the $73,200, whatever that percentage is, they don't pay it. They'll realize it at the end of the month, because when they send payroll in, right, to W-4s, I mean their payroll to their work comp won't be based on this. It'll be based, I mean, it won't be based on the gross. It'll be based on the gross minus this amount in real time.
Right. Okay. So we need to have that extra step to find out what that work comp's reduction would be for each state. So that is
Yep.
something that definitely we need to provide to the client at some point.
Yeah, we're working diligently on it. But every state is different. We do have all the tax codes, but we're working very diligently to see if we can come up with, which states do, which states don't. And then you just have a legend. You can just go straight to the legend and say, hey, I'm in New York. New York is all based on gross payroll only. Then you can't reduce the work comp. Right.
Right.
Makes sense?
Okay. Got
And
it.
then here's the last piece. Now here's the employee side. Okay. This helps more with sales than it really helps with, it helps with the overall sale. Okay. So this average post-tax allotment, which is 194.11, is these amounts added together and then divided by the number of employees, right? So the average tax allotment, if you take 221.83 times 4 plus 83.25.
Wait, say it one more time.
So take 221.83 and add it 4 times. And then add 83.25. Stop right there. So see the 90, 70, 57
Yep. Okay,
right
got it.
here. That's the total
So
post-tax allotment on each employee's monthly. So if you want to help with the sales pitch, by the way, this is where the closing happens. Take 970.57 times 12.
times 12.
Yes, sir. Okay. So here's the pitch. When I'm in front of an employee and I got the payroll report in front of me, well, first of all, right, you're spending well over $5,000 on FICA if you don't do this program, right? This is money that you're spending, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And here's your net. So you're spending this if you don't, you're netting this if you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But also, your employees are going to receive collectively $11,646.84 a year in extra benefits. They don't have to pay for it and they don't have to qualify based on health. You just released almost 12 grand in spending power on supplemental benefits. Your employees don't have to pay for and they don't have to qualify based on health.
Okay, so this, okay, I understand this 11,646 is for the employee. And
Correct.
for the employer, what can you run by those number one more time? The 5,000 whatever that you just
Yeah. So you take 1,119.96, multiply it by 5. This is your overspend on FICA if you don't do it
every single year.
every year.
Right.
And here's your net. So remember when we first started chatting, we told you that have you ever added benefits, or we asked you if you ever added benefits and no cost to you and end up with net positive revenue. Well, right now you're overspending on this if you never chat with us or you don't say yes. It's okay if you do.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the net. But then this 970.57 times 12, which was 11,646.84,
Mm-hmm.
that money is spending power that you just released into your work environment to your employees for them to spend on benefits that are impactful and powerful, and they don't have to pay for it and they don't have to qualify based on health.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 5 employees. What about 50? What about 500? What about 5,000? And so and then the average is 194.11. But if you just take the total of the allotments right here and multiply it by 12, okay, that is going to show you that on 5 employees, 5,500, that's a very large number. It doesn't sound like a lot, but $12,000 worth of supplemental benefits is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They can buy the whole menu.
Yes.
And you're releasing that power. It's spending power, right? Because here's the thing, traditionally, employees, when they get these benefits, they have to pay for it 100% out of their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to qualify based on health. 2 major roadblocks. That is why the participation rate on voluntary benefits is traditionally low. 30% is about the average. We have an 80 to 90 to 100% participation because you just release spending power to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you remove some major roadblocks, and it's convenient, and they can cover their whole family, and they can do it the way they need to instead of a cookie cutter approach. And the employer gets something out of it.
Yep.
They never get anything out of it when they offer benefits. Now they get something out of it. They get a lot out of it, the attraction and retention, but also something in their pocket, right? And if they don't do it, once again, I'm going to go back to here. I know I repeat it a lot, but that's what'll happen is you'll have your pitch where I just automatically go to here. Hey, Alan, if you don't do this, totally understand, but you realize you're spending almost $6,000 in FICA, and
Yep.
it's already set in stone. If that employee stays, it's set in stone.
Right.
Would you rather not and then get some money and your employees get benefits?
Right. So there's another question where client would say, hey, I already paying for my employees' benefit. So with this is going to be on top of what they already have?
Yeah,
how it work?
it's a great question. And so, and by the way, this will be part of the training tonight, but I'll say it again. So before I start a presentation, these are some of the release statements. So I'm going to do it right now, actually, and then we're going to repeat it again tonight. So, Alan, let's say you're the owner or the director of a nonprofit or the city or county. Alan, before we even go into the presentation, I just want to let you know whatever we're going to talk about today is no net cost to you, number one.
Right.
Number two is we're not replacing any professional that serves your business when it comes to this. Okay, you're going to keep your CPA, your accountant, your healthcare broker, work comp broker, all that. Thirdly, we're not replacing any employer paid benefits like health insurance. Some employers offer vision and dental, but it's not employer paid. Maybe it is, but if it's not employer paid, that means the employees have to pay for vision and dental. We can give them vision and dental and they don't have to pay for it, right? Employer paid group disability or employer paid life insurance, great. Then we don't offer that benefit. But when it comes to the employee paid benefits, we are going to replace those. And here's why. The employees have to pay for it and qualify based on health potentially. We're going to give them the exact same plans that they offer that are employee paid. And now they don't have to pay for it. And they don't have to qualify based on health. Huge. And then fourthly, you're going to get net positive revenue while adding benefits at no cost to you. I'll explain how, but I just want you to know up front, that's what you're going to get. And then fifthly, your employees will end up with extra benefits without paying for it and without any health questions. That is the 5 release statements, because once you start with that, it removes a lot of the obstacles, or perception when you're in front of the owner. They're like, well, what are you talking about? Right now, I'm curious because you're telling me a lot of good things, because I was thinking I already have it, right? I already have the insurance. We don't need it. I already got a good broker, right? My employees are happy. We got tons of benefits. Everyone has, there's some large companies that have amazing benefits, but they offer benefits that are employee paid also. But then on the employee paid benefits like Legal Shield, Identity Shield, pet insurance, right? Critical illness, disability, all those, if you're asking the employee to pay for it, you believe in the product. Well, can we offer the same product, except we'll offer it,
Right.
except they don't have to pay for it and they don't have to qualify based on health, right? So that's an easy close, actually, because they're already doing it. They're already payroll deducting it. They're already doing the work.
Right.
Let's just go in. We'll just flip the light switch, or we'll just put in different light bulbs, same lighting, same lamps.
Correct.
Easy. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that makes a lot of sense. Great. This is great stuff.
And by the way, Alan, I appreciate you allowing me to go and reverse engineer it, because I think when you do, then you understand exactly where all the numbers come from, so that when someone has an objection, it's really just misperception, right? Once you know exactly what it looks like. And by the way, this relates to exactly what you all do already, right? You were already doing it. ERC, you create the savings, then you take a fee.
Yep.
I'm assuming you didn't take a fee before, right? You take a fee as part of the payment, right?
Yep.
If it's $1 million, would you want to keep 800,000 of found money, or do you want to not have $1 million?
Right.
You're already spending that million anyway.
Right.
So,
That's good.
right. Make sense?
Yep.
Awesome deal. I'll see you tonight.